What's going on, guys, and welcome on in to another Destiny 2 LFG horror story video. In today's video, we're going to be going through a Reddit thread that dives into some really weird and obscure stuff. And then, you know what? Something a little special, something a little bit cheeky. We're going to top it off with some of our own Destiny stories that are given to us from the community and, you know, in the comments of my last video. So yeah, guys, if you have your own Destiny LFG horror stories to share, and don't lie to me, I know you do, chuck them down in the comments. We're all sharing the trauma here. Consider this therapy, but with extra steps, and I'm definitely not paid enough. But anyway, without further ado, let's get into it. So this story comes from a comment that was on a Reddit thread, okay, saying, guys, what are your LFG horror stories? So, Last Chance Blues says, haven't had too many bad LFG stories, but God, I had a crazy one. Me and two friends made an LFG for the Deepstone Crypt. One player was quiet and very good. Poor guy. The next was this rowdy Australian who would mess up his role and blame someone else. Just side note, I'm pretty sure he's playing with me. This was annoying, but we weren't prepared for what unfolded on the jumping puzzle. Now, we come to our sixth. He was also not great, but us other four could make up for them. But as we neared the end of the spacewalk, this dude who we were waiting on for him to stop, fucking Jesus Christ, stop falling his jumps, told us a short story. A story where he and his sister stole money from his comatose dad for drugs. What the fuck? And he spent the rest of the spacewalk and descent trying to defend himself because his sister took more money. If that's not the most bogan thing I've ever fucking heard, holy shit. That LFG story is one we look back to somewhat often. Not my LFG horror, but while doing a div run for a friend, we had an LFG once. We got a poor kid that immediately asked us to make sure we weren't using Ace of Spades for DPS. He left after the third puzzle, not sure why. The whole run was a breeze, but I still wonder what horrible group he had before us. Imagine you fucking like find an LFG, you're like, cheeky garden, let's LFG it. And it's just like the guy hops in and he's just like, hey, well, what are you using for damage? And you just be like, oh yeah, Izzy, you know, whatever else, rockets. And then this guy's just like, I'm using my Ace of Spades, bro. Like, I get K died, but that's not magically going to imbue the fucking gun with, like, Jotun levels of fucking bullshittery. That is actually wild. That is actually the craziest story I've heard today. I think that wins. But anyway, on to the next one. You can already tell that this, like, thread is going to be great when the starting word, or words, sorry, I should say, Christmas Day. Like, just set the scene there. This is Christmas and these motherfuckers are playing Destiny. Alright, so Phantoms Unseen says, Christmas Day, Scourge of the Past, all randos. We get 5 in relatively quick, but the 6th is taking forever. Eventually, one leaves and shortly after, a second goes in. He joins. Wait, what? I can't read, man. One leaves and shortly after, a second goes to join him. Like half an hour after the first LFG post, we finally get a full team. But we all got bored, waiting and dicking around a ton during the opening encounter. Takes 2 wipes to actually get through, which really pisses the host off. Next few parts go as normal for LFGs. Tunnel mazes was as tedious and confusing as always. Sparrow chase takes a few tries. Surprisingly though, we clear symbols first try with no deaths. Big Mech Boyo was a nightmare, however. Multiple times we start first damage phase with half of the team dead or out of place. Host was fuming by the second wipe and full mutes for the rest of the run. We switch a few runners and defenders around to make it to damage, finally, with only 1 dead near well. A few runs later, we had finally downed the mech. As we were running into the vault though, Host starts kicking everyone. Thankfully, someone got down quick enough to open the chest, so everybody's loot just went to the post, but still. Oh my god, fucking Scourge of the Past, mate. Personally, I have a fucking vendetta with that raid. 50 clears to get an Anarchy is bullshit, but going past that, how pig-headed do you have to be to kick someone at the end? Like, just, you're a prick. Like, if you do that, Unironically, I hate you. Like, you're a prick. Don't do that. It's just like part of the game. You LFG, you know what you signed up for. I get it's Scourge and you can run that strike in like 8 minutes, but still, just it costs nothing to not be a cunt. And that's the moral of the video. You know what? That's the thumbnail too. Put it in there. Editor, that's also me. Chuck that in there. Costs nothing to be a cunt. All right, next one. Our next video submission is from Kaven160, and they say, I once joined a hard mode Kingsfall run as a solo LFGer. I get into a group that is made up of mostly solos, except for the leader and one of his clanmates. Both of them are rocking the Kingslayer title, and make sure to let us all know that they have done the hard mode raid. And mind you, these guys sounded like they were all well over their 40s. Fucking, this guy is throwing shade. Well, I had done hard mode Kingsfall 6 times before joining this LFG group, and our plan was to just do the totems encounter challenge and then we'd be done. So I wasn't worried. Just side note, totems encounter on master fucking sucked. Fast forward to the totems encounter, and I'm feeling pretty confident with our team. We all seem pretty chill except for some snarky comments from the 2 kingslayers. I ignore the remarks since I was pretty confident in the team's ability. We had given the totems encounter around 10 attempts when I noticed both of the kingslayers had an average of 8 combined Death Singer power deposited. Oh my god. I suggested switching up the order of players, and I purposely placed myself behind one of the Kingslayer guys to get an idea of what's actually going on. I figured out quite quickly that these guys were not killing any ads on the plate. I had the OP Striker Titan build from Season of the Plunder, so I was able to clean up the messes that these guys were just leaving behind. Oh my god, the voice break. The other teammate, who was unfortunately trailing the other Kingslayer guy, was not as lucky and kept dying. Kingslayer guy kept blaming the guys for dying, and I wasn't having it, so I snapped and said, y'all pretty... He fucking censored this, but I'm not going to do it. You're pretty fucking hypocritical. You guys are the reasons we're all dying, because you can't kill any ads. I don't know why you have the Kingslayer title on. I feel like y'all paid for a recovery. Oh, shit. Probably wasn't the most respectful choice of words I could have used, but I wasn't letting poor teammates get the blame. This guy's actually a fucking hero. Anyway, the guy says, fuck you, buddy. We ain't doing any carries. Get out of our fire team, and kicks me. I immediately LFG the checkpoint and get a new team. Amazingly, the teammates who I stood up for joined the LFG, and we cleared the encounter in the following 3 runs. Me and him are good Destiny friends now. Ever since then, I've been wary of Kingslayer titles. That's like oddly wholesome at the end. Like they became friends out of that. That's a story. That truly is like a Destiny story, and sort of is like what the game's about. I genuinely think this post sort of encapsulates Destiny. As horrible as the post was, it's just like through hardships and through you know, douchebaggery and whatnot, people still managed to like craft a friendship out of that. And it also goes to show that doesn't matter what level you are, doesn't matter what titles you have, you can still be dog shit at the game. Look at me, I'm 2,500 hours and I still fucking suck. So, on to the next. Oh fuck, drop me phone. Alright, this one's gonna be long. So, dada dabba dabba baba baba boo. Fuck me, cunt. Whoa, man. I had to take 2 back-to-back experiences with Deep Stone Crypt that have left me with a fear of LFG raids that I've never really managed to get over. Didn't complete a single raid last year, but that's just the past week. I did 3 no-com Tanix runs because I want to start working towards crafted commemoration. First one wasn't really bad, just really weird, and didn't result in me learning anything about the raid. So I joined a group of guys saying that they needed 1 more and they were teaching 2 people. I took that to mean that they wouldn't mind teaching a 3rd, but I still had made it clear when I joined that I hadn't done it, and they assured me it was no problem. But then we go through the Sparrow part and to the first actual like real encounter, and one of the guys says, okay, we'll be right back. And they all leave the Discord channel. I was really confused, and I was just about to leave and find a different group when they all rejoined and says, okay, ready to go. I was obviously pretty confused and said something about how I didn't know what to do. This is where it gets weird to me, but maybe this is normal for LFG raids. The guy basically said, whoa, sorry dude, we don't teach people unless they're in our clan. What the fuck? That's why we went different chats, but we don't mind carrying you though. If you just want the clear ads and help with DPS, I really wanted to question why they had an issue with teaching me the mechanics that they were teaching the 2 other people already anyway, but no issues with just hard carrying me through it. So I figured I wouldn't look the gift horse in the mouth and I'd just take the free loot. So we went through the whole raid with them leaving to different chats at each encounter, and me just sort of killing enemies that didn't look important and doing DPS whenever they said to. I didn't learn anything, but I got some loot at least. Okay, so it goes on to his next story here, but just breaking that one down, that's fucking weird. That's just such an odd... If you're already teaching it, why not just show old mate? Like, there's no harm in that. Like, the guy's getting shafted here. Just teach the man the raid. It's Deepstone Crypt. It's fucking 10 minutes long, cunt. Alright. Dabba dabba deeba dabba baba boo's next story is... My next experience was much worse. Oh, fuck me. I messaged a guy who posted saying he was going to Sherpa some people through Deepstone Crypt. Dude, Deepstone Crypt and this guy don't fucking go along, mate. I get an invite to his Discord server, and I join. I'm then messaged and told to join one specific voice channel that's labeled something like approval that already has 2 other guys in it. Neither of which person who made the post, once we got 2 more, were instructed to go to the guy's Twitch channel and follow him. And once they confirmed that we did, they moved us into the channel with the Sherpa. Oh my god, that's fucking crazy. Listen, I respect the Twitch grind and the Twitch hustle, alright? But like, it's not hard to teach people. Like, I'm happy to teach you guys. It's not that hard. Anyone in chat, if like, you know, anyone watching this video, if you guys want to learn a Deepstone Crypt, just hop in my Twitch channel, leave me a follow, and I'll get fucking back to you. Jesus Christ. So we do it one at a time, and we get into the same channel and start the raid. What followed was a very eye-opening experience for me. Up until the point, my idea of a Sherpa was some nice person who just wanted to help some people learn a raid. This guy introduced me to the concept of the person who is only a Sherpa as a method to get Twitch followers and should never, ever be teaching anyone anything. He was not only horrifically bad at explaining the mechanics, something I honestly didn't fully realize until the past week when I discovered how easily the tanks fight actually is when you don't have the worst Sherpa in Destiny history calling the shots. He would get progressively more and more dickish when someone made a mistake, even though we told him we really didn't get it, and he wasn't willing or able to give better explanation. I'll never forget the one thing in particular. We had just wiped on our first attempt at Tanix. We are 4 people who had never done it. One guy who had done it, but had no idea what was going on, and a teacher who couldn't teach a horse to walk on 4 legs. He's done 2 horse analogies in this one. He groans and angrily says, "Do you guys just not want to do it? And just let me know right now. I have better shit to do if you guys don't want to get this done. So just let me know." And just to be clear, this isn't like an hour and 10 where we've been screwing up a ton. Despite his horrible teachings, we managed to reach to the point in a little over 2 hours. So we kill him at our like 2nd attempt, and we're collecting our loot, and the Sherpa says, "So what do you say?" Like a parent teaching their child to thank someone. I just left and unfollowed him on Twitch. Boom, mic drop. That guy's a fuckwit. Like, yeah, as I said earlier, I'm all about the Twitch grind. I respect the hustle, but you can't use the Twitch algorithm. You can't beat it. You can't hold the fucking idea of, you know, raid loot over someone's head. Just be like, "Oh, just fucking follow me, bro." Especially if you're not good at it. I know so many like amazing fucking people that will do that shit for, I don't even know if a follow is a prerequisite, but you know what I mean? Like, they're happy to help their communities. Shout out to Ice Seeker, Raka, and I'm sure other people I'm forgetting. There's a lot of people, and that's just like what I know. Okay, there's a lot of people that will do that stuff. Please never ever feel like forced to, like, you know, subscribe to them, follow to them, and do that sort of stuff. Just enjoy it. If they're happy to teach you and it's part of a Twitch thing, just enjoy it, accept it. Normally I think raffles is like the best way to do it personally, But like, I just don't have the patience for that shit. I'm impressed it got as far as it did. That seriously is crazy. But shout out to Dabba fuck it no. Yeah, shout out to that guy. What a king. On to now the best part of the video, the YouTube comments. So quick little tangent. I made this Destiny like LFG horror stories video, not expecting like much to actually come from it. But you know, long and behold, it sort of blew up, and now people were commenting their own stories, which I didn't think was going to happen. I am more than welcome to it though. So these are from our very own YouTube channel, okay? And these are the comments that were left here, sharing their raid horror stories. I want to commend them. As I said before, I'm not a therapist, but if you guys want to vent in the comments, go for it. I feel you. One day, maybe this video gets enough likes, enough clout, we'll do a story of my own fucking horror stories, because boy, I got a shit ton. But it's a Sakura. I'm gonna fuck that up, I'm sorry. Here's the story. LFG, the third encounter challenge in a master vow a few seasons back, as I was going for a vow title / seal. I loaded in, and I loaded, and the person who made the post wasn't talking, like, at all. That already was a red flag, considering he was master difficulty, and we were doing the encounter challenge. We started, and the guy who wasn't talking grabs the nut relic. If you've done that raid before, you know that that's not good. He kills the shielded knight, but since he either didn't have a mic or didn't want to talk, we don't know what symbol to shoot to open the door, since only he can see them on one side. He then starts shooting the symbol at random with the nut laser thing, getting it wrong every time and wasting away the little time we had before a wipe. We wiped and we tried again. Same exact thing. He picks up the relic and calls the wipe. One guy left after that, others followed suit, and so did I. I couldn't tell if he was trolling or thought he could get away with being carried for a master raid challenge. I think you guys just met that YouTuber, Admiral, whatever the fuck his name is. I forget. Chuck in the comments. Yeah, you just met that guy. It's an off day though. That's actually crazy. Like, I understand that completely up until he grabbed it again. Like, if you figured it didn't work the first time, why the fuck did you grab it again, man? Like, and LFG's like, oh, they're a special breed of people. I love yous all, but fuck me, man. I lose brain cells reading some of this shit. I'm just like, don't fucking pick up the nut, man, if you're not gonna talk. All right, I've been pretty fucking brutal in some of these LFGs today, okay? I'm clearly in a mood. So our next YouTube comment comes from J Samurai, who says, I've had a spotty history with LFG. Amen, brother. The first raid I've done since before all the year 1 raids was Sunset was a vow of Disciple LFG run. I attempted it last month. Took us a while to clear the first encounter, but we got the hang of it eventually. Then we go to Caretaker, and I kid you not, we spent 2 whole hours there before we just gave up and disbanded. We kept doing the first damage phase fine, only to get to the 2nd floor and then have the obelisk reject our offering every single time, which would eventually lead to a wipe. We never once had the obelisk accept an offering, even though the runners were doing nothing different that they were doing on the 1st floor, which we aced every time. Being that this was the first raid I had done in years, and the first raid newer than Garden of Salvation that I had ever attempted, it didn't leave me with a very good opinion on the LFG in a modern day. That's until I got convinced by a family member to do a Deep Stone Crypt LFG run. And holy crap, it was breezy. I was astonished that it didn't take more than a couple tries per encounter. The whole thing took less time than the amount of time that the team I was with before got stuck on Caretaker before leaving. It was actually fun. Unlike our vow attempt, this changed my outlook on LFG, once again, more of a positive one, and has instead changed my opinion of vow disciples, specifically one of hatred and disdain. But hey, Deep Stone Crypt is now my 3rd favorite raid, all thanks to LFG. So that was wholesome. I liked it. Shout out to J Samurai. Maybe we should start ending these videos on a wholesome note. I've got some more YouTube comments, but we might add them to the next video. I'm only on 20 minutes on this recording. So guys, that was the video. That was LFG Horror Stories episode 2. I'm impressed we made it this far. Like Valve, there probably won't be a third. Who knows? Maybe if you like the video, subscribe, you know, check out my Twitch, get your free hashtag not a scam Sherpa run. Who knows? Maybe there could be a third one. But guys, thank you all so much for watching. Guys, if you have your own stories to share or just want to tell me which one your favorite one was, please chuck it down in the comments. I seriously need the content. But guys, love you all. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next video. See you later.